television with Goddess Rising.
Hello, and welcome everyone to Goddess Rising. I am your host, Laura Hosford, and I am the founder of this show, Goddess Rising, and I'm also an energy intuitive and channel. Consider myself an emissary for the divine feminine, and it's very close and dear to my heart to bring to you this show and to help you to learn more about the goddess and who the goddess is and how she's beginning to come into our lives in a much more direct and spiritual way, and how she's going to be very, very instrumental in the years to come in helping us to begin to really step back into our, what I like to say, Garden of Eden, or beginning to really move out of the Piscean age now into the age of Aquarius. So, thank you for joining the show today. And if you like the show, I would invite you to please like and share this video with others. And you can also join me on my YouTube channel under Laura Hosford. And you can also find out more about my community, the Light Leaders Community, if you would like, by visiting my website at www.laurahosford.com. So today we're going to be talking about a message that wanted to come in. I usually do an Akasha energy update report every month, once a month, to kind of look at the energies and to kind of do a little bit of a forecast as I dive into the energies. And so this month is a very, very powerful month, the month of December. And right now we are actually in a super cool gateway. I'm calling it the Holy Trinity Gateway. And this gateway started actually on December 12th. And so on December 12th, of 2019, when you add up the numbers in numerology, it comes up to 333. So that number is a very powerful number. First of all, the number of three is a creative number. And when you've got triple three, which add up to 9, it also adds up to completion. And it also, 333, is also the number of the goddess energies. So this month in December, what's so cool is that we started this kind of holy portal, this triple portal of energies coming in, flowing into the planet from the galactic core, the galactic center, but more specifically, these beautiful divine feminine and goddess energies that are coming in to take us into and bridge us into the new beginning of the next age, the age of Aquarius, in 2020. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about this portal and how you can work with these energies to your advantage, and just really dive into these energies and bring them more into your life and work with them so that you can use them in a way of bringing more blessings, more miracles, helping to inspire you, to uplift you again, to bring you a lot of positive energy and hope, fulfillment, and more meaning into your life, and even more joy into your life as well. So beginning with this 12-12 corridor over the next 9 days, we started in with the 12-12 portal, and that we're already into now. And we're now moving into the next phase of that will be as the energies begin to really lift us into these really higher dimensions of consciousness. These energies are really lifting us into starting to begin to integrate and bring in the levels of the 6th dimension, the 7th dimension, and even the 8th dimensional frequencies of consciousness, which are very high, and we haven't really had on this planet in a long time. And so as these energies will continue to build and will continue through the solstice, which is coming up on December 21st, and it is the winter solstice here in North America. And that will be kind of another gateway of this 3-3 energy that we're talking about. And then that continues on actually through 12/30. And so on 12/30 of 2019, that is yet going to be another day of 333 energy, the energy of the goddess. So, during this time, what are some things that you can do? I'd like to just give you a few tips of what you can do in your own personal life to really kind of sink into this energy and really kind of allow this energy to work with you energetically through your own aura, your own energy bodies to begin to help you to create a new life beginning in 2020. Of course, every January we do sense this exciting new beginning, fresh new beginnings, a fresh start, a new year. And we have that every year. However, this year is going to be quite different. This year in 2020 is going to be a super powerful year for change, for spiritual growth, and for really lifting us into these higher energies of really kind of helping us to springboard off of the diving board, so to speak, and really helping you to go into that pool of water, down into the deepest parts of your own being, of getting to know yourself at even deeper levels, beginning to really even align yourself with possibly new gifts, ways of expressing, ways of being creative, you know, ways that really help you to be really, really passionate about your life, to help you to really step into this new way of being, of feeling much more fulfilled in life, bringing in a new richness into your life. This is what the goddess is all about. Helping you to really step into that deeper essence of your own authentic energy, of who you are authentically, and being helpful and helping you to really being able to stand in more of your own authentic energy. So when I talk about authentic energy, what I'm referring to here is your true self, the true essence of you. And so when you were created by the God Goddess, the creator of all that is, billions of years ago, you were created as a unique spark of light. You could even think of it as a star or a snowflake, perhaps. But you were created with a very specific energy. There is no other energy like you. You are a beautiful, unique soul. And so, with this sort of changing over as we leave the Piscean age of the last 2,000 years, and we now begin to step more fully into the age of Aquarius, which some are calling the Golden Age, this is where the goddess energies are actually beginning to return to Mother Earth and being able to bring us into these new higher frequencies of being able to create, being able to understand and know ourselves in new ways, and beginning to really help ourselves to radiate and express that inner authentic energy that we all each have. And of course, what's so beautiful about this is that the diversity of this, right? The diversity and the creativity of this and the potential for this is huge this year in 2020. And so right now you're being kind of nudged through this corridor, if you will, to begin to really get in touch with that part of you that really wants to come in and bubble up through you. And the way that you might be able to begin to notice this is, first of all, you might feel like you need to really begin to slow down a bit. Maybe you feel like you just need to, instead of your kind of normal daily habit of whatever that is, that you need to break the routine for a while, maybe over a day or a few days or over during even the holidays, even though it's a busy time. Maybe you're feeling like you don't need to do all those things on the to-do list, and perhaps you just need to rest, or you need to pause and self-reflect, perhaps through journaling, perhaps through a hobby, even through exercise, taking walks in nature, or whatever it is that you have of ways that you are best for you in getting in touch with you, and really beginning to go inside and really connect with that deeper heart space. And so, as these beautiful goddess energies begin to flow in more and more, you will feel these gentle nudges. And as you do, she'll be encouraging you to begin to just slow down, pause, and notice, maybe reflecting on some deep questions, such as, perhaps just really taking an evaluation of your life. This is a really good time to do that during this part of the year. and beginning to really assess what changes do you want to bring in 2020. Perhaps you're having a challenge right now. Perhaps it's a health challenge or a relationship challenge, or maybe you've been thinking about changing careers, or maybe you've been thinking about even physically moving somewhere to a new place, a new space. Um, these type of changes can be really, really, really great for us, and we can begin to really notice and begin to allow those energies to come in and to work with us. They can really guide us, and this is really what the energy of the goddess wants to do. She wants to come in and she wants to really help you to move out of your headspace, so to speak, and the analytical way, and begin to help you to really drop down into your heart space and really begin to connect in with that authentic part of you so that you can really find what's true for you. And sometimes the truth of us can get covered up through conditioning that, we've all had different conditioning in our lives through our culture, our communities, through religion, through education, lots of different places. And all of it has served a purpose. However, now coming into this next year, it's time for us to begin to really drop some of those energies of conditioning to be able to really return what's really true for us, because when we can get down into that essence and that core of us of what's really true for us and not another person, then we can really begin to hone into our ability to tap into more joy naturally, in our happiness more naturally. And so this is really what is coming to you now, although it may be showing up also in a different way. And that may be that it may be showing up as I said, through a challenge right now. And you may be thinking, oh, you may be feeling like that the energy may feel dense, or it might feel heavy, or um, that it might feel like, oh, this is a dead end type of energy, or you might feel stuck in this energy, when actually what's happening is this part of you, this shadow part of you that you've been carrying with you perhaps for many lifetimes, from lifetime to lifetime, and it can be also part of your core wounding as well, is coming up, and it's saying, okay, we have a choice point here, and we can continue to repeat this pattern, whatever it is. It could be a habit, it could be a way of being in a relationship to yourself or others, it could be a health challenge. Um, and, really the choice point is, do we want to continue to kind of, you know, be in that place of kind of hitting the wall, being in the dead end with this? Or do we want to recognize this is really an opportunity with a silver lining of actually being able to evolve beyond this place and begin to really uplift ourselves into a new place? A new place of really living more from our own authentic heart space, our own true self. Living in a way that we are loving ourselves in a new way, learning how to love ourselves with more compassion, with more empathy, with more respect, um, and also really paying attention to our bodies as well. And so our bodies are really beautiful gifts from the goddess, from Mother Gaia, from the earth, and they enable us to have our human experience here, because as souls, um, we don't have bodies, but we have bodies here, of course, on Earth. Um, and this is part of the experience of being here on this earth and in this physical dimension. So it is a beautiful, great gift to have been given a body from Mother Earth. And so the elemental energies, the nature spirits, the trees, the animal kingdom, the crystal kingdom, all of these help to support our body and to help to create our body. And so it could be also, too, that it might be time for you to also take a look at how you're living in your body. Some things like your diet, for example. What are you putting and feeding yourself every day? Are you drinking pure water? Are you eating live foods every day? Um, are you taking supplements to support your body? Are you detoxing your body? Um, these are all some things too that you may also want to look at in preparation for 2020, because part of the changeover from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius is our ability to become more embodied, bringing our soul, our essence into our bodies in this next golden age. And so as we do that, as we begin to bring in our energy, our soul light, I like to say, um, then we've got to really bring the energy of our physical body uh, into a place of being able to receive these higher frequencies of energy of the goddess and of our soul. And so these two are coming together, and we will be learning to embody our soul over the next 10 years. So you may also be feeling, for example, some nudges again to change your diet, to look at your diet, um, look at your ways of being, your habit, to see if if they really feel good, and our bodies are great indicators to help us to really move past our mind and really get into, is this really feel good for me? Is this really right for me? And so you can just spend some time with yourself and just really beginning to deepen that knowledge of yourself, deepening into what's true for you and what's not true for you, beginning to recognize more of, this is what's true for me and this is what's not true for me. And just perhaps even taking some time to really journal about it. That's always a great way to get really, really clear, is to journal your thoughts, and then you can go back and you can look at them later. You might also want to look at what's draining in your life as well. It could be certain relationships. It could be perhaps a job that maybe you're burned out on. Maybe you were very passionate about it for years and years, but maybe you've been feeling like lately, oh, this is just not really feeling right anymore, or I just don't feel as passionate anymore. And begin to give yourself permission to really explore what you do feel good about, what does feed your heart and soul, what you feel passionate about. And perhaps you have a hobby that you've been thinking about for some time, and perhaps, taking that hobby and making it into a full-time job, a full-time career. You could explore that right now. Or perhaps you work full-time and you want to go part-time. This is a great time to begin to just really tap into these new frequencies of creativity. And so as we continue to go through this corridor of light, the light is going to continue to expand within you, opening up new pathways of tremendous opportunities that you may not have had before, you even perhaps didn't even think was possible before. These are all some of the gifts of the goddess, I like to say, that we'll be experiencing in 2020. So a little bit more about 2020. It is a 4-year, and in numerology, the energy of 4 is wonderful because that energy is a practical energy. It's about dependability. It's about stability. So 2020 is really going to be a foundational year as we go into the age of Aquarius. So we'll be building new foundations in 2020. And also, it is a 22 year as well. When you add the 2 and 2, it comes to 4, but 2 and 2 is also 22. So this is also the year of the master builder. And so you are also, as a co-creator with Source, may be called to completely do something new, to open up to something so creative that you may never have thought was possible, but yet would be very, very probable in these new energies of 2020. We also have 2 zeros in 2020, and 0 represents the 0 point, and we have 2 zeros. So this also is like bringing in huge opportunities, again, of opening us up to this new timelines of living in a new way, um, living from these energies of um, just at new heights, living more naturally, with joy, with flow, with grace, and with ease. And so the energies of the goddess um, are wanting to bring all of this to you. They're wanting to help you to make your life easier. They're wanting to bring in this beautiful heart flow where you can really begin to relax. You can begin to trust her, begin to trust into the flow that universe has your back, and you may not always be able to see what's coming. And being able to really renew that faith in trusting in the unknown, knowing that these other higher dimensional parts of you, aspects of you, your teams of light have your back. And that the goddess energy has always been there. She's been there in the background, but she's always been there. And that now it's time for her to begin to bring us into this new heights, as we evolve spiritually on the planet here, along with Mother Gaia, with Mother Earth. So all of this is headed our way, and the other two energetic aspects too that I'll leave you with as well is the energy of redemption. So the energy of redemption is also flowing through to us as well through these goddess energies as we completely release the past. Coming into full redemption is allowing us to step fully into our liberation as children of the cosmos, as the holy child of Divine Mother and Divine Father, which again is the energy of the triple three. And so it's the energy of the Trinity, Mother, Father, and Holy Child. We are the co-creation of Mother, Father, God. And so as the endpoint of the Piscean age comes to close and we complete all of our contracts with God Goddess, then we can bring in this energy of redemption, raising us into the liberation of freedom codes of more divine sovereignty, more permission to be our true self, and to feel like, there's nothing to be sorry about. We don't have to apologize. We can just be who we are. And this is a wonderful, wonderful feeling, a wonderful gift. And the other thing that's coming in also is resurrection energy. So the resurrection energies are actually bringing to us the energies of the Christ consciousness. And so the Christ consciousness is who we are. The Christ consciousness is our essence. It is our divine essence of both our divine feminine and our divine masculine. And it exists within all of us, men and women and children. And all of life, actually. And so the Christ consciousness is here for us to begin to awaken and remember our true essence as the Christ consciousness, which is unconditional love, which is compassion, which is the space of what everything is created from. And so as we move into and through this quarter and more into January 2020, all of this is going to be getting strongly activated and anchored within you in your physical body and vessel. And so, again, one of the best things that you can do is to just sit back and surrender. Go with the flow. Be in as much ease and grace, laugh, play, sing, dance, allow yourself to just let go and allow the goddess to move in and through you. If you find that you're going into any resistance around these energies, resistance being you're going into struggle, or you're going into your mind wanting to analyze, or you're just feeling like, you're getting really stuck, what you can do is you can just begin to stop and have awareness around, that you're going into some struggle, some resistance, And you can just simply connect back with your breath. The breath is very powerful for bringing us back into our body and connect with our spirit. And a lot of times when we can get wrapped up into the energy of our mind or head, then it can unground us from our body. And so one of the easiest ways to get back into the body is you can bring your hand to your heart. You can also do that. Take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes. And you can just begin to imagine bringing your energy down to your heart, connecting in with really deep breaths, and then bringing all of that thinking energy all the way down your body into your feet. As you connect with your feet, you can begin to then just send the energy down deep into Mother Earth, connecting in with her in the core of Mother Earth. As you do that, you'll begin to feel your own heart opening and expanding, just like a rose. And the rose is the symbol of the goddess. And so as you do this, you'll be able to notice that you can come back to your own 0 point. You can come back into that peace that always exists within you, the peace beyond understanding. So just take a moment to do that and breathe. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, thank you. So, thank you all for being with me today. That closes our show today. And if you'd like to learn more about the Light Leaders Academy or the community, or just please visit my website at www.laurahosford.com, and would love to share more about the community with you. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and share that with others. And I look forward to seeing you again next week at the same time on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a beautiful week. Sending you lots of love and blessings. Namaste. Bye-bye for now.